what we're doing is we're dissecting a squid, and I have two different specimens here, and these two different specimens are going to be male versus female, so that you have a general understanding of where you're going to find things. So if we're looking at our organism, the first thing we can note are these very long structures right here in relationship to the shorter ones. These are tentacles, and this structure right here is the arm, and they're going to be 8 arms and 2 tentacles for a total of 10 appendages. If we look on this side, this structure right here is where the eye is located. And you can see, again, the structure on this side where the eye is located. So what we have here that we've kind of kept intact, and you can see where the probe is exiting out this area, this is the siphon. So this is what controls the direction in which the organisms are going to move. Water will enter into the mantle's edge and then will be pushed out through the siphon, and the squid will move in that direction, or opposite in which the water is flowing. So what we've done is we've cut open the mantle. So this area right here is the mantle, and this area is the fin right here. And as we cut this open, we can see some things inside. So we opened up this area, and in this area you can note this big structure right here, and this is the buccal bulb. And inside the buccal bulb, because like bucca would mean mouth, you can see that dark structure, and that's the beak. Okay. This buccal bulb leads back to this tube, which is right here, and this tube is the esophagus. So this esophagus is going to go past a large structure that we're going to see a little bit later on and connect to the stomach. So this right here is articulate cartilage that connects this structure, and it has a matching counterpart over here, and these are the retractor muscles. So if we open this up right here, we can see a few things right off the bat. And the first one are these large structures that are dyed pink in color, and these are our gills. And the gills have a structure at the end of them, which is the brachial heart, and connects to a center structure, which is this one right here. In your specimens, it might be bright pink, and this one, unfortunately, it's not. This is going to be your systemic heart. The systemic heart, or the heart itself, is located next to these structures right here, and these are your kidneys. Okay? Now, to let us know what gender this particular organism is when we open it up, this structure was lying here, and these are the nidamental glands used for reproduction. If we move these to the side, as you saw just a second ago, we can look at this structure right here, and these are the eggs, or the ovaries. And so if you look underneath the microscope, you'll notice that they are little tiny ball-like structures. So heading back down through the digestive system again, what we're going to notice is that the esophagus will lead from the buccal bulb behind the liver. And so this large structure right here is the liver. And that esophagus will lead all the way up to this structure. And this structure is our stomach. So inside of our stomach, what we should find, very similar to what we found in the stomach of some of the other organisms, are rugae, are these extra little folds inside that allow for expansion when they're going to consume their food. And so there's actually little rugae lines right, oops, sorry, it's kind of falling apart. Right in this area, you can see kind of how they fold in and out. And that lets us know that this is the stomach. This area right here is the cecum, and so the cecum is very similar to what we saw in the shark, where it has a spiral valve in the ileum, and the cecum allows for more surface area and digestion. So you can kind of see the little lines here, and those lines kind of help us identify the spiral valve inside of the organism. In relationship to humans, this would be like the microvilli. Down in the back here, you can see this dark structure, and this is the pen, and this provides support for the organism. And along the top here, what we've been able to pull off is going to be the intestine, and it empties out the anus, and then when it's releasing its waste, the waste actually exits the siphon. The other structure, which you can see here, is the ink sac, and that's this structure. So it's not actually a part of, but it just looks like it's connected to the liver itself, but it's its own structure. So let's do a little comparison. As we move over to this organism over here, this is a male, and one of the first things we can note is the fact that it lacks the nidamental glands altogether. Instead, what we see, and it just kind of tore apart, apologize for that, is the sperm sac, and that's this right here. It still has the stomach, and it still has the cecum, but this is where the other part of the gonads are stored, and you can see things like the spermatic duct that's going to essentially lead down here and then out the organism for reproduction. Another thing noted on here is if we look at this particular organism, remember this is a male because it lacks the nidamental glands, but the females also have them, are all these little dots that are purple in color, and these are the chromatophores. One more thing we're going to look at are the suckers, and so if you look at the sucker, you can see that, and maybe hear it, that little clicking noise. Those are the sucker teeth, and those allow for them to attach onto their food and grasp it to bring it to their mouth. And that's it.